Hey everyone, welcome back to Easylish. I'm Mia.
And I'm Tom. It's so good to be here with you again.
Absolutely. Today's topic is something everyone can relate to jobs. We'll talk about how to describe what you do, what your daily work looks like, and even how to talk about your dream job in the future.
Oh, I like that. Because honestly, talking about your job comes up in almost every conversation, right? It's one of those questions people ask right away when they meet you. So, what do you do? And being ready to answer with confidence just feels great.
Exactly. When you can describe your work naturally, it helps you connect with people and feel proud of what you do.
Before we dive in, if you enjoy our episodes, don't forget to subscribe and share Easylish with your friends.
Yes, please. It really helps us keep creating more episodes for you. Think of it like giving us a little boost of motivation, the same way a kind smile can brighten your day.
All right, Mia, ready to jump into the world of work?
Always ready. So let's start simple. Imagine someone asks you, "What do you do?" How would you answer, Tom?
Good one. The easiest way is to give your job title. For example, I could say, I'm a teacher.
Perfect. Or you could say, "I work as a designer." Both sound clear and natural.
So, Mia, what's your job title these days? Well, I'm a podcast host for Easylish, and I also work as a content creator. It's a fun mix. That sounds exciting. Sometimes people also want to know where you work, right? You can say, I work for a marketing agency. Or if you work for yourself, say, I'm self employed.
Exactly. That one's useful. It means you're your own boss. And who doesn't like the sound of that?
Totally. But once people know what you do, they often ask what you actually do every day.
Right. That's when you can talk about your responsibilities. For example, I manage social media accounts, or I help customers every day.
Yeah, that helps others picture what your job involves. For me, I could say, I prepare lessons and teach English to students. That's my main responsibility.
That's a great example. And here's a phrase you can use. I'm responsible for instance, I'm responsible for planning the classes.
Oh, that's a good one. Another useful one is my main task is to make learning English fun.
You actually do that really well, Tom.
Thanks, Mia.
And here's one more expression you'll love. A typical day at work looks like. That's a great way to describe your daily routine.
For example, a typical day at work looks like teaching 5 classes and grading homework. Simple but clear.
Exactly. So, to sum up, when you talk about your job, you can mention your job title, company, and main responsibilities. Easy, right?
Totally. And here's a little exercise for you, our listener. Think about your own job or studies. Could you describe them in just one English sentence? Try saying it out loud right now.
Yes, saying it out loud really helps build confidence.
All right, moving on. Let's talk about what your day looks like at work. People love to know what others do from morning till evening.
True. So, you can start by saying what time you begin and finish work. For example, I start work at 9 a.m. and finish at 5 p.m.
Nice and clear. And of course, most jobs include things like meetings or checking emails. You can say, every morning I check my emails and attend a short meeting.
That's such a typical start for many people. Then you can talk about your main tasks. I work on my main projects until lunch.
Exactly. And don't forget to mention the little human parts of your day, breaks and chats with coworkers. You can say, I usually have lunch with my colleagues, or I take a short coffee break in the afternoons.
That's right. Those small details help paint a picture of your daily routine.
So here's a full example. Every morning I check my emails and attend a short meeting. Then I work on my main tasks until lunch. In the afternoon, I have a few more meetings and reply to emails. I usually finish around 5 p.m.
That's a great example. Sounds like a productive day.
My day's a bit different, though. I usually start by planning my lessons in the morning, then I teach classes. After lunch, I teach a few more and sometimes meet with other teachers. I'm usually done by around 4 p.m.
Sounds like a fulfilling routine, Tom. You really make each day count. So, to wrap up the part about routines, remember to include a few key things when you talk about your day. Mention what time you start and finish, the kind of tasks you do, and whether you take breaks or chat with coworkers.
Exactly. Those little details make your story sound complete and real.
And here's a thought for you, listener. Your work routine is like your personal story. Every small detail adds color and life to it.
Yes, when you can share that story in English, even in simple sentences, people don't just understand you, they connect with you.
All right, let's move to the next part, your work environment. Basically, that's where you work. Is it an office? Do you work remotely or maybe a mix of both?
Ah, yes, that's such a common topic these days. Many people now work remotely. It's from home, like we sometimes do too.
Exactly. Or you can say, I work in an office downtown. If your job is a mix, you could say, I have a hybrid job. I work some days from home and some at the office.
Right. And some people don't work indoors at all. For example, a construction worker or a park ranger might say, I work outdoors. Sounds pretty refreshing, doesn't it?
Oh, definitely. Fresh air and open spaces. That's nice.
Now, what about the atmosphere at work? Is it formal or informal?
Good one. A formal workplace usually means people wear suits, follow certain rules, and things are a bit more structured.
And an informal workplace feels more relaxed. Maybe you can wear jeans or comfy clothes.
That's the kind of place I like. My job is pretty informal too. I can wear what I want and just focus on creativity.
Same here. I love that kind of freedom.
Let's also talk about relationships at work. How are your coworkers? Do you work closely together? Are they friendly?
Oh, that's super important. You might say, my coworkers are very friendly and we often help each other. Or I work in a small team and we're like a family.
That's lovely. When the atmosphere is warm and supportive, it makes a huge difference.
And now for some key vocabulary for this section. Let's start with open space. That's a big office area with lots of desks and no separate rooms.
Yes, that setup is very common now. Another important word is deadline. That means the time or date when something must be finished. For example, I have a deadline next week.
Oh, deadlines. The thing that keeps us awake at night sometimes.
So true. And next, boss, the person who manages you. Then we have coworker, someone who works with you.
And client. That's your customer or the company you work for. Don't forget team. A group of people working together.
Right, like us, the Easylish team. And one more great expression, flexible hours. It means you can decide when to start or finish your workday, as long as you get your work done.
That's a great benefit. I think everyone loves a bit of flexibility in their schedule.
So, quick recap. You can talk about where you work, what the atmosphere is like, and who you work with. All of that helps people imagine your work life.
Exactly. Now, let's go a little deeper. Something more personal. Job satisfaction.
Ooh, good topic. So, Tom, do you like your job?
I really do. I love teaching and creating lessons for our listeners. It's rewarding and creative.
I feel the same way. I love what we do here at Easylish. It's fun, inspiring, and I get to meet so many amazing learners.
That's a great example of how to express it. You can say, I love my job because it's creative, Or I like my job because I work with nice people. Or it's challenging and helps me grow.
And you can even talk about what you enjoy most or least. Because let's be honest, every job has its ups and downs.
True, for me, what I enjoy most is teaching. It's so rewarding to see students progress. What I enjoy least? Probably grading papers. It can take forever.
Oh, I understand that. For me, I love interacting with our audience, reading comments, creating lessons. But editing videos? Not my favorite part either.
We all have those tasks we don't love, right?
Definitely. And some people might even feel ready for a change.
Yes, that's normal. You can say, I'm looking for a new opportunity, or I want a job with better pay, or I'd like to work closer to home.
Those are all great phrases for talking about career goals or transitions.
And here's one more expression you can use when things get tough. My job can be stressful sometimes, but then add something positive. For example, my job can be stressful sometimes, but I love the team I work with.
Perfect. That's such a healthy way to describe both the challenges and the good parts. So, when you talk about job satisfaction, think about three simple things. Do you enjoy what you do? What parts make you happiest? And whether you'd like to change something in the future.
Yes, that reflection makes your story complete. And here's something a bit deeper, dear listener. When you describe what you love or dislike about your work, you're not just practicing English, you're actually sharing a piece of your heart.
Beautifully said, Tom, because your words reveal your dreams, your struggles, and how much you've grown.
All right, let's take a little trip back in time to past jobs and experiences.
I love that idea. So, where did you work before, Tom?
My previous jobs? Well, I used to work in a small company, but now I'm part of a large international team. That really shows how my career path has evolved.
That's a great way to share your story. You could also say, before this, I was a student and I worked part time in a coffee shop.
Right, and then you can mention what you learned in those previous positions. That's super valuable.
Definitely. It highlights your skills and growth. For example, in my last job, I learned a lot about customer service, or I learned how to manage a team.
Exactly. Those sentences show that every job teaches you something new. It's like telling the story of your professional journey, one chapter at a time.
So, if someone asks about your experience, you can say, I used to be a salesperson, and I learned how to talk to many different people. That sounds confident and clear.
And it shows a really valuable skill. So remember, you can talk about where you worked, what you learned, and how your career path has developed.
Great. Now let's shift our focus to the future.
Oh, yes, the exciting part future career goals.
So tell me, Tom, where do you see yourself in the future?
Hmm, in the future, I'd love to manage my own YouTube channel full time. That's a big dream of mine.
Wow, I love that. And that's a perfect example of how to express your goals. You can say, I want to become an expert in my field, or I'd like to grow my own business.
You can also mention what skills you want to develop. For example, I want to improve my communication skills, or I want to learn more about digital marketing.
Yes, that shows ambition and a willingness to grow. Two great qualities in any profession.
And now the fun part, your dream job.
Ooh, that's a good one. So, Tom, what's your ultimate dream job?
My dream job is to create content that inspires millions of people around the world.
That's beautiful. For me, my dream job would be to travel and teach English in different countries, to experience new cultures while helping people learn.
That sounds amazing, Mia. An adventure and a purpose rolled into one.
So, dear listener, when you talk about your future goals, think about where you want to be, what skills you want to learn, and what your dream job looks like.
And here's a little challenge for you. What is your dream job? Don't just think about it, so say it out loud right now in English.
Yes, even if it feels far away, once you say it, it becomes a little more real. Words have power.
All right, Mia, we've talked a lot about our own jobs, but what about asking other people about theirs?
Good idea. That's one of the most practical things for real conversations.
The simplest question is, what do you do? Short, direct, and natural.
Exactly. And after they answer, you can ask, "Do you like your job?" That shows real interest.
Yes, that's a great follow up. Another one is, how long have you worked there? That helps you learn about their experience.
Like, "Oh, I've worked there for 5 years." It's a good way to keep the conversation going.
And to make it even more interesting, ask, what's the most exciting part of your job?
I love that question. It always opens the door for a great story.
You can also ask, what's a typical day like for you? Or what do you do on a typical day? Those are perfect for understanding what their work is like, and it keeps the conversation natural.
So, when you meet someone new, remember, these questions aren't just polite, they help you connect.
Wow, Mia, we've covered so much today. From describing your job and daily routine to talking about goals and asking others about their work.
Yes, and I think our listeners have picked up a lot of new words and expressions they can start using right away.
This episode is full of useful tips for anyone who wants to speak confidently about work in English.
Exactly. And remember, practice makes progress. Try describing your own job or dream job out loud.
And here's a final thought. Talking about work isn't just about learning vocabulary, it's about confidence.
Yes, when you share your story, you connect with others. And connection, that's the real heart of communication.
Before we wrap up, if you enjoyed this episode, make sure to subscribe to Easylish and share it with your friends who are learning English.
And leave us a comment. Tell us what you like most about your job. Or, if you don't have one yet, what's your dream job? We'd love to hear from you.
Thanks so much for joining us today on Easylish.
Yes, thank you. Keep learning, keep growing. And we'll see you in the next episode.
Take care, everyone.
Bye for now.